Yes, I know. I need to get my camera situation sorted out. I am working on it, Bestie. I really am. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, or welcome to Budget with Ira. My name is Ira, and on this channel we talk about budgeting, paying down debt, and saving up for the life that you truly deserve. If that sounds like something you like to watch, please consider subscribing to the channel. Because we do have a lot of fun over here, Bestie. We really do. In today's video, we're continuing on the series of mine called Budget Bestie. Budget Bestie is a series where people anonymously submit their budgets to me. I take a look at them and see what I might do if I was in their situation. This is not financial advice. However, sometimes I can give a little nugget of something that I might do in your situation. But the real power and the real, honest, gut-wrenching truth comes from the comment section down below. So if you've got an opinion on today's budget and you would like to do it in a different way that I would do, please make your voice heard, because I do not have all the answers and I'm not the authority on budgeting. So honestly, please take a look at the comments down below, because if you relate to any of the situations in today's budget, it can be really, really useful. So in today's video, we've got something that has kind of cropped up a little bit before, but I'm really going to be going into it today. So should we go ahead and take a look? So obviously with all people who submit a form, I ask them the same questions. So in this one, I asked them, what is your main financial goal? And they say to save for a wedding, save for a holiday, self-care, and making our house a home, which I think are pretty reasonable goals. We are working with a really, really sort of tight income. I mean, it's not necessarily low. So they earn 1,096. Their partner contributes an amount, and then they've got child benefit and universal credit. They say that their main financial issue is reckless and impulse spending, meal deals, Red Bulls daily, sometimes because of toddler not sleeping. And I can totally understand the Red Bulls, but you know, I don't have a toddler. I don't know what my excuse is. Partner wanting to make memories now rather than save for a bigger event, not planning meals well, or forgetting things, so constantly shopping. So completely get that. That's really relatable. Their debt is just one. It's £1,000 to British Gas, and I will talk about that more in today's video as well. And then at the bottom where they say please provide any prudent information, there's 2 adults, 1 toddler and 1 stepchild, which they see fortnightly. Their total debt is 1k to British Gas, trying to pay car insurance in a lump sum. So yeah, not a massive amount to go for there. So we've got some interesting bits in today's video. So the first bit here is that the partner contributes £750 towards the bills, and it doesn't look like their half is £750. So that's definitely something that we need to look at. I think this is probably one of the most normal budgets I've really taken a look at, but I think when you have blended households, sometimes you meet together and then you have certain agreements that work at the time, but as time goes on, it's time to sort of get realistic about what one person contributes and what one person also contributes, and to try and meet in the middle and make it as fair and amicable as possible is probably the most important thing. So I think it's one of those things where we need to sort of take a real good look at our budgets and am I paying my fair share? Are you paying your fair share? And does this align with our values together? So definitely something we need to take a look at in today's budget, Bestie. So should we go ahead and get budgeting? Okay, let's get started. Today we're using my paycheck bill tracker. This is the A4 size. We do offer on my store, and I say we, I mean me, we offer a smaller A5 one. And basically what these are is they're like a notepad of 25 sheets. They're really good for people who like to experiment with their budget, or people that are quite new to their budget so they can make mistakes. And if you make a mistake, you just tear this off and start again. Also really good for people who don't like all the faff. They just want their budget and that's that. So this is really handy. We're going to use this today. Let's get cracking. So this person has 4 streams of income, and we're going to go into the income because normally we wouldn't necessarily really look at the income, but I think there's a little bit of disparity here. So we're going to go through it and we're going to do it now. So first off, they've got their income, which is here first of all, and they get paid about 1,096 each month. And then their partner contributes. So it looks like partner lives with them and they share children. So 750 they contribute. Then they get child benefit. So child benefit, which is 96. and then universal credit. I'm just going to put UC, which is 200. So all of that comes up to 2,142. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to list the bills and I'll come back to you. Okay, so with the bills, there's there seem really normal bills. So rent is relatively high, it's $9.50. We've got medical, a nice healthy amount for a phone bill. Gas is really low. Water is nice and low too. I think these might be subsidized, a bit of help from that. TV license is normal, life insurance is good. Sewage, I don't know about that. It's not something I've ever paid, so potentially they live in like a mobile home or something like that. Car tax is really nice number. Council tax is pretty normal, so they might live closer to the capital. Swimming is for their kids. Nursery is 60. Bank fee of £2, which is probably something to do with having a nicer account. And then a Christmas saver, which is 5. So I assume that like covers Christmas. All of that altogether comes up to 1,448.60. Leaves them with 693.40. So let's move over to envelopes. Starting off with petrol, they budget 100 per month. Groceries is their ideal grocery. So for a family of 3, I think it's pretty reasonable to expect £400. Family of 5, I'd probably say is 500. So 400 pretty all right. I don't think I'll necessarily change that. Household, they like to do 50. Household 50. Haircut, they do every 6 weeks. So I don't know who that's haircuts for, but every 6 weeks, and it's £30 or dollars or whatever, but pounds because we're in England. But there is no spending budget. So we're gonna understand why we run into trouble in a sec. So this comes up to 580, which leaves them with 113.40. So they do have sinking funds, but they don't necessarily dip into them or put into them. So ones that they always do is child savings. So that's probably like things that they need. Child savings is 20, and then car insurance, because they're trying to save up to pay the whole lot insurance. Okay, that says insurance, by the way. They're trying to save up to pay the bill in full because it is cheaper to do that, 25. Now, they've got other sinking funds that they've put money into, but I'm not sure how they've managed that. So I'm just going to put it at 0 because they don't necessarily have a plan for do it. So I'm just going to list these really quick. So as you can see, I've put 0 for all of them. It just because they don't have a plan for it. So at the moment, they only plan or budget £45 to go out of what they have left, which leaves them with 68.40. Now they do have one debt, and it's £1,000, and that's to British Gas. And that's probably due to just either not paying enough or something like that, just where times have been really tough. They have to pay back £50 a month. And that's their only debt. So it's £50. Their leftover is $18.50, and that's their buffer. So their buffer is $18.50. So the reason why I feel like they probably are a bit short is due to the fact that they have an £18.50 buffer, but they have 0 spending. So how are they expected to sort of survive and not have any spending money or anything like that? So we are going to dip into this really quickly. So we're going to start with this pink pen because it's pink this week. Sorry, besties. And the first thing that I really want to highlight is the disparity. So we've got this partner thing here. So the partner contributes £750 a month, and I don't really feel like that is their fair share. So if they live together, they share kids, regardless of what the circumstances are. If you're in a partnership, those kids are yours. Do you know what I mean? So everything is shared. So these are the bills that I believe should be shared. So rent, gas, water, TV license, sewage, council tax, swimming for the kids, nursery for the kids, groceries, household, I don't know about haircuts, and then wedding, which we're not sort of budgeting for at the moment, but I'd like them to do half of that. So all of those bills, which is things that are the household or the kids, because they're a couple, right? They all come up to 1,858.67. Half of that is actually 939.33. That's how much I believe the partner should be contributing. It's not a lot more, but it is fair and equal in half, right? So that's what I believe the partner should be contributing. And that's what, if you're in an equal partnership and things are split down the middle, you've got your own money, that's only reasonable to ask for. So if the partner actually contributes that, that means that the income is now 233,133, right? It makes things a bit easier, because then I just don't understand why this person should shoulder all the budgeting burden. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna have and use half of everything, if you're gonna eat half of the groceries and your kids are gonna eat half the groceries, why on earth would you not pay for half of it, is what I think. Anyway, so this doesn't change the bills, because I'm not actually going to change them, because I think they're really reasonable. I mean, obviously nursery's a big one, but you need it to go to work, and swimming is quite big for each month. But if it's a big part of your childcare, like, you just have to do it. So it's still 1,448.60, but instead you're now left with 882.73, right? So when we move over to spending, I would give myself £20 a week, which is £80 a month. That now comes up to £660. I wouldn't necessarily change anything. Maybe I'd move household down a tenner, but what's a tenner? Do you know what I mean? So it's £660, which now leaves you with £222.73. Now, you're not really in a position to like make massive sort of like savings and things like that, because you're not left with very much. So I'm very much in the opinion of like British Gas and people like companies like that. I'm like, you pay them off when you pay them off. Do you know what I mean? I think they are robbing us blind, and I would pay them off in pennies as slow as possible, is what I would like to do. However, this £50 is a bit of a burden, considering that you only have 222.73 left over. So I would actually work on paying that off quicker, because then as soon as you have that £50 available, it makes it easier. Now, do I like British Gas? Do I like, I would like to pay less to them. I'd like to like bleed them dry, basically, because I think they are bastards. But still, I would pay them off, because it's just going to make life easier for you. So the only thing that I would really make a difference to is birthdays. I'd start with £20 a month, because it's really going to build up and it's going to give your kids lovely birthdays. Yeah, that now comes to £65, which leaves you with £157.73, right? And then I would do an overpayment of £100 to make it £150 to British Gas every month. It makes it just easier for you. So it's now £150, which leaves you with £773. Now, we will come back to this, but first what I want to do is tear off this and we'll work out your debt plan on the back. So debt plan wise, we've only got one bill. It's to British Gas, and you know, I say like I want to pay them off really slow, and it's just because I feel like it's just getting ridiculous. I don't know anybody who isn't in arrears with like their gas company or anything like that. I just think it's just excessive now at this point. And I know it's got a lot to do with other external factors, but I think they could be a bit kinder to people. But anyway, we owe 1k. And we're paying £50 per month, but when we add the £100 to it, it now makes it £150, which means that you're paid off in just under 7 months. Okay, so that's a really, really quick debt repayment plan. If you wanted to pay it off, let's work that out actually. If you wanted to pay off £1,000, £50 a month, that would take you 20 months. So it's like minus 12. Yeah, it's over a year and a half. Like it's too long to go without that £50 in your budget, right? So when we are, let's get a new pen. a red pen. So when we are in a place where that debt is gone, we now have this whole 222.73 at our disposal. So I wouldn't actually change these amounts. So child savings 20, car insurance 25, and birthdays 20. I wouldn't actually change any of that, but I'd start doing £50 to wedding because that's going to really add up really nicely. £25 to car maintenance because that's what I do and it seems to really work for me. £25 to tattoo, £25 to clothes, and £10 to anniversary because I don't think it's the most important thing that you've got there. Yeah, that all comes up to 200, which leaves you with 22.73, which I think is a much more reasonable budget. So I think it's just reprioritization of everything. And I also think it's a case of just making sure that everything's fair within your relationship. I know that it's really difficult when, especially if you're a female and you meet a man and they come and live in your home, how you just think, oh, that'll do. But things change, prices increase, people get like pay rises, and I know that sometimes the men in our lives contribute a bit more than what we think they do and stuff like that. But if you are going to participate in this household, if we are going to raise children together, if I'm going to look after your kids and you're going to look after my kids, if we're going to raise these kids, everything needs to be equal and fair. And part of that is paying your fair share, basically. So that's what I would try to talk to my other half with. I don't think you're going to be able to get any of these bills down. Potentially swimming could go, but if your kids are enjoying it that much, they won't enjoy it forever. So that's not a forever thing, but things will take its place in due course. And these are pretty good. You can afford £400 groceries. So I think this is all very reasonable. I mean, this is the big thing. Do you want to pay that off and lose £50 a month for the next year and a half? Or do you want to get it gone in 7 months and then have all of this money available to you to put into your sinking funds? So I know what I would do, but there are more than one way to skin a cat. So I'd love to know what you would do, bestie. So please let me know down in the comments down below. Hi guys, gals, and wider pals, thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. What did you think of today's video and what did you think of my approach? Obviously there's millions of ways to skin a cat. Like we always say that every single video, and there's a ton of different ways to make this happen, but I feel like the partner should be contributing their fair share. Now, are they not contributing their fair share because they don't earn as much as the other person? Potentially, but it really seems like they're earning us like an amount of money. They're contributing 750 and then they're just spending the rest on themselves, and that doesn't sit well. But I don't know the situation. All I can do is read into what I see. But what would you do? Like, and also, have you had this conversation with your significant other and said, I need you to pay more? Like, how did that go down? Please let me know down in the comments down below. While someone's mowing their grass, hope you can't hear it, thank you so much for getting here, but an extra special thank you to the channel members and the patrons who make all of this possible. I truly mean it when I say, without you, I would not be here. Patrons get exclusive content, significant discounts off my Etsy store, and sneak peeks as well. So if you'd like to join them and support me over on Patreon, please take a look at the link in the description. You will not regret it, bestie. That's all we have for today's video, and hopefully over the next coming weeks, you should be seeing a better lighting situation and better situation as well. So it's definitely something I'm working on. Please bear with me. I know these aren't up to my usual standards, but I've got stuff going on, bestie. So until the next video, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. Always remember, don't trust Ira. And bestie, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye bye.